All right, so lime jello and cottage cheese and leave it in the fridge.
Do you put grapes in it too?
I mean, we all got our thing.
Hit the theme.
Old guys talking about your new music.
Well, I mean, I just like let it roll.
What the hell did we listen to?
What the hell did we listen to? Something in the Orange, Zach Bryan.
I'm poisoning myself again. Something in the orange tells me your name.
Just by surprise. Like, it seems as though sometimes we're kind of blown away, sometimes we're not, but they're always a surprise. We're never sure what to expect when we live with them for so long.
Right. I mean, I have to say, anytime it's not a rap track, I feel a little better about my life. I don't know. The rap tracks just seem to go on forever.
That's literally what I was going to say. I think that it's because the rap tracks are just one note.
Right.
Metaphorically, just one note from beginning to end.
The rap tracks would not be bad if they had a Nate Dogg or
yes. What
if
happened
they would
to
bring
that?
Bring those guys back, even though I know Nate Dogg's dead. But bring him back,
sure,
baby.
Son of NateDogg.com. Right. Started up.
Regulators.
Mount up.
It was a clear black night, a clear white moon. Warren G was on the streets trying to consume some scratch for the
No, but seriously, that actually was what brought those tracks a lot of life. Like, you bring that human element where it's like this one original, like, sing this beautiful chorus, and then you can get back into, and then but you still have some soul in it. Like, at least there's some kind of
the hopping. Keep going.
At least there are peaks and valleys there. At least there's something to hold on to. It's like literally rocking and rolling. Like, you're actually kind of like you're feeling something through the 3.5 minutes you're living with it. But a lot of the modern hip hop tracks that we've covered extensively are not like that. They're a minute long and they never change.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. You want to sing these songs, right? Like,
exactly.
We always say that. You want to leave it, and you want to be like, just to the east side of the LBC on a mission trying to find Mr. Warren G. I mean, you could sing that, right?
Exactly.
These future tracks.
Future.
I mean, I could just. I mean, he's just mumbling. Blah blah. Here, I'm not gonna like leave and go in my backyard, dig my hole, and go blah 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 blah, mumbling. So let me tell you about our buddy Zach Bryan. All right,
we're already there. All right,
let me tell you about this guy. All right, he's a Navy dude, right? He was in the Navy.
All right,
played acoustic guitar on like TikTok, YouTube. Blew up. In 2019, he released like his first album, Deanne, which is like named after his mother who passed away. And then, then he got picked up by a big label. And then this year he came out with an album called American Heartbreak, which is where this Something in the Orange is off of. And let me tell you, this album is a monster. I went on Spotify to like listen to it. It's like 2 hours long, 30 tracks. It's huge,
That's a huge volume. That's a lot of music.
That's a lot of music, and so, I mean, I listened to a lot of it, and I liked it. But that's all I got to say. And then, like the last couple of months, he released like a live album, which is cool because nobody does live albums.
Yeah, seriously.
What's a live album? What's a live album? Listen, kids.
Yeah, I mean, that totally used to be a thing. I mean, I haven't listened to one since Vanilla Ice, but
right. I mean, shoot, we haven't listened to one since Frampton came alive.
My reference was cooler, but no, seriously, the live albums are cool. Erykah Badu has a really great live album. Sometimes when they're done well, they're really, really cool. Moenia is another one that has a really good one. But it's funny how this guy's only been around for a couple of years, like with music out there in the mainstream. Like it feels like a legacy guy. Like when I've seen some of the live performances of him, and it's like these jam-packed auditoriums. Like it feels like this guy is just completely blown up.
Yeah, no, he's huge. He's like blown up, and it's all like grassroots, YouTube videos. He's sitting by a fire looking all romantic for the ladies, strumming his guitar, singing about something in the orange.
How old is this guy? I mean, you said he was in the Navy, so I'm assuming
he's around like 27.
There you
we'll
go.
Say
yeah.
26, 27, around there. So he did 8 years in the Navy.
Dang.
And got out. So got out, became a music star.
I thought that the first time I heard it, I thought it was fantastic. I actually really loved it. I don't know. Like when it was done the first time, I thought this is going to be really nice. I really like this. So I listened to it a second time. I thought, okay, yeah, I still like it, I guess. And then the third time, I was kind of sick of it. And I don't know if that's just because it doesn't really change much the way that we were just talking about, or because it's just something that I've heard and in my mind ways that speak to me a little bit more. But I kind of had this weird journey with it where I felt so connected to it at first, and then just over time I just kind of forgot about it.
Right. I mean, I kind of felt kind of similar. I always find it weird that when they have these singles that are kind of like guitar strummer, kind of downer songs. I mean, I always go back to Bob Dylan, right?
But you have to.
I mean, Bob Dylan, like his first, 3 albums, the ones that are acoustic, Blowing in the Wind. I don't want to listen to those. They're boring.
They are. They really are.
And I know that he sang a lot of lyrically deep stuff, but it's boring, right? I like the Blonde on Blonde when he's doing more rock, and like jamming with the band, Bob Dylan and the band. I mean, I like the Basement Tapes. Those are great, even though it's like freaking, the recording's horrible, but it's just like having more of a band feel, more upbeat. It like, you can listen to it longer.
Yeah.
With that being said, listening to this guy, I knew he had something, and I was thinking like, it's probably just this song that isn't resonating with me. So I did listen to the album, and he does have more upbeat songs, more, but they all are in the they're still kind of organic. So, I mean, I liked it because, I mean, that's what I feel is wrong with country music these days. It's like, it's a very organic music, and they stripped it away, and they went more pop, hip hop with it, while this kind of gets back to couple dudes jamming in a room, singing together, playing instruments together. And I did like that. And I mean, and yeah, his words are good. It's a song. I can, not necessarily, I don't really sing along with this one, although it is like do you mean I'm just a man,
Yeah.
But I'm not going to sing along with it. So.
I was hoping, or maybe it was just wishful thinking, that it had something to do with the Dave Chappelle, Rick James skit, because he said that his aura was orange. I thought that he was going to go into some kind of drug-induced metaphor here. There's something in the orange aura, the orange glow of being high or something. That's kind of what I was, before I heard it, that's what I was kind of expecting. But then it turns into the sun hasn't set. It's like, okay. But
what's interesting with country music is I always think of college, right? Where there would be these really big, deep offensive linemen, right? And from the Midwest, and they love country music, but they wouldn't be singing the rockin' twangy Dwight Yoakam stuff that I love, the real honky tonk hillbilly stuff.
The good stuff.
Girl, you taught me how to hurt real bad and cry myself to sleep.
Yeah, they would be singing these love songs, right? And I just always found it so interesting, growing up in an era where my rap's gangsta, it's got to be hard. My music is alternative, it's got to be rockin'. And then I get these big dudes that could smash me, and they're singing these love songs,
Well, Well, I
So-
mean, at the end of the day, too, they're also just making like music. It seems like especially like this kind of acoustic, just one guy with a guitar singing with his eyes closed kind of music. It's very just centered on that. So it's kind of like, well, what am I going to sing about? Well, I just had this happen in my life, and then like you get that personal thing, and like that's got to connect in some way, shape, or form because I never connect with the lyrics to these things, but the music sometimes really does connect to me. So,
right.
I think I'm talking myself into liking
I've
this song.
connected with lyrics like, but usually, usually it takes a little longer, right? And, and it's funny because, like, there'll be songs where I'm like, I'm down and I listen to it. I'm like, okay, this guy gets what I'm saying.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But, with these pop songs, like, that's kind of one reason why I like Lil Wayne. Because, like, lyrically, like he just has like some oddball, stuff, and you just listen to it and it's fun, know. And like I forget what song, but like there's one where it's like, she saw me cooking eggs, she thought I was back at it. I was like, it's just so off the ball.
That's hilarious.
I love it,
That's awesome.
Like I said, this guy, I mean, if you're into this genre, like, like there's Jason Isbell. I mean, that's the kind of the similar genre. I mean, it's right up your alley. I mean, I like the genre. I got to be in the mood for it. But like I said, I'm going to turn on the album. I'm going to listen to more of the upbeat songs. I mean, and the same thing with Jason Isbell. I mean, he's got like these slow songs and he's got the upbeat songs that, I dig.
You're in a fight to the death, my friend. Black metal t-shirt, your sheet. You got the past on your breath, my friend. Now name all the monsters you killed. Let's name all the
Right.
What about the video?
Well, okay. The video. Well, I didn't find an official video anywhere. I just saw a couple of live performances of him.
Well, the video for this is like one of those crowd ones where they like send in your emotional takes,
Oh,
send me your
that's
videos
bad.
and I'll compile them together, which I hate.
I don't like that
Right.
at all. That's
It's so lazy.
imagine all the people. That's like, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of weird. The video that I saw was him performing in San Francisco, I think. And it looked like, I mean, he's singing this song by himself and like the whole band is just waiting. And that's actually the first time I saw the guy. I had no idea what this guy looked like until I saw that. And I swear to God, I thought it was Treat Williams at first. He has like a Treat Williams kind of like lantern head situation going on. And Treat Williams, was the poor man's Kurt Russell. So, there's the whole lineage here happening. I thought it was funny. But also like the guy, I mean, the song to me, before I saw the guy and before I saw him perform, before I saw what he looked like with the open shirt and drinking a Budweiser, this song had a much different vibe to me. Like that kind of like the way that he presented it kind of felt a little more party boy to me versus like what this song feels like to me, which is kind of like a romantic.
So you you kind of like saw the video of him on stage. You're like, who's this? And then he goes into this like, I'm gonna love it. It's kind of like, who was that British lady who like was like a housewife and she was kind of dumpy and then she showed up on the, I don't know, the X Factor and blew everybody away.
Hi, what's your name, darling?
My name is Susan Boyle.
How old are you, Susan?
I am 47. I'm going to sing I Dreamed a Dream from the Miserables. I dreamed a dream in time gone by.
Susan Boyle, yeah, she came out of nowhere, looks nothing like a pop star, looks nothing like an entertainer who's been trained, but just blew everyone away. That was crazy.
Right. I mean, but the funny thing about that one is that, like, with her, you start out with the dumpy image, and then you go into the wonderful song. With him, you start with the wonderful song, and you go to the dumpy image, and you're like, it's a letdown.
Exactly. Like, art can come from anybody. It literally can. Like, this is awesome. Or man. Not. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's such a weird thing. The way that the creators that I truly admire, like they usually don't look like they just dress like crap. They look like crap. They don't care about themselves. Everything
Right.
about them is the external. Like what they make is who they are. So, for this guy to look a certain way that, aesthetically I don't jive with, to make a song that I actually do like. I won't say I love it, but I do like it. It's kind of interesting.
I mean, that's cool, right? It's kind of, I mean, it goes back with like this more old school thing, right? Where, I mean, shoot, like freaking, I mean, Jimi Hendrix is no like good looking dude, right? But he like rocks that guitar, and I mean, all those great days. I mean, Bob Dylan, right? Like going back to him, he's no freaking Justin Biebs, but
right.
His music's
Huey Lewis.
Like Huey Lewis. I mean, guy
just
can like
yeah.
I mean, the Cars. Look at the Cars, like Rick Ocasek. Perfect, man. That guy is like not a good-looking dude.
Exactly.
But like, shoot, the Cars music, you can't get anything better than that.
Radio stars, they did die. I mean, it's like you didn't have to look a certain way at all until video really became a thing.
I mean,
like,
and even then, I mean, I feel like it's more of a modern thing, right? The last 20 years. I mean, you look at the 90s, like, I don't know. I didn't think Chris Cornell and freaking...
but they were... But
Scott, what is Scott Weiland? Scott Weiland? Is it Stone Temple Pilots?
He's the one who died, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, both those guys died.
No, that's true. Never mind. No, but they had stylists, like they actually had like an image that was kind of not put on them, but enhanced by the machine. It seemed
the machine. Well, don't
like
you think that like this guy has an image that's with the machine?
Exactly.
He's a
so
country, bumpkin.
Yeah, I mean, like clearly, like they know what his audience is going to respond to. There's still something there. I think there's still somebody that has to be. No, you already wore that plaid shirt 3 times already. Let's try this purple plaid shirt.
Exactly.
Or something. Like I don't know. Like images, everything.
I'm sure, like Dwight Yoakam, right? He probably had his whole images thing, right?
Yeah, the painted on jeans.
I mean, he had those
sure that his
painted
ass was
jeans
in every video. Climbing off of a motorcycle, make sure it's the other way so you see his ass.
Right,
they all play you all have to play the game in a certain way.
You gotta play the game. You gotta play the game, right?
Yeah, this is commercial art.
I love it. Like every show, I'm like, I always go back to Dwight. From now on,
well, because he's the king.
He's the king. I don't know, but like, I don't think like, what about Willie? Like Waylon and Willie and those guys. You think that like they had? I don't think the industry at that point was at where they were like, okay, we're going to make, this is how you're going to dress Willie, Waylon.
Exactly.
This is how,
Right, yeah, but they also had very distinct individual styles as well. Because you think of Johnny Cash and you think of Willie Nelson.
Right.
Totally different, but that's all organic. That's why they're on T-shirts now. So it's kind of like, again, I think it's just more of, what do the people want? Oh, they're liking this. Put money into what they like. And then that probably goes too far because then it's like, oh, well, we need to research what the people like. Oh, the research says that people like this. Okay, well, never mind that. Then do this instead because now people are really into Diet Pepsi or whatever. Like, I don't know. I feel like these things kind of just go a little too far.
Yeah.
But, they're
the
still
freaking research. Well, after your research, you turn up, turn down, turn off.
I'm turning this down. I'm turning it down. I'm not turning it off, and I'm turning it down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm turning the song down. I'm turning the album up. I'm going to listen to the album
I like
more.
that. Nice.
And but when I get to this song on the album,
awesome.
So, what's up next week?
Well, next week I have a little track by Jax. It's called Victoria's Secret.
I know Victoria's Secret. Girl, you wouldn't believe she's an old man who lives in Ohio, making money off of girls like me.
I really wanted to listen to this song because it sounds interesting.
I can tell you right now, I'm gonna like this song. But first listen, I loved it. And it's freaking rock song, man. Like when you get to that chorus, it's a freaking rock song. And I'm psyched up to have a rock song.
And we're going to get into all of that next week on Old Guys Talk About New Music. And until then, you can reach us at Chris at oldguysnewmusic.com and me, James, at oldguysnewmusic.com. And I think we're on social stuff too as well.
We are definitely on that. And don't forget to sub and buy us a sub because we're hungry.
Old guys talk about new music.